Elon Musk. This is like the Musketeers. All right, here it is, a message for Elon Musk. Running out of time. All right, it's a quick upload. So, Elon Musk, God is crying out and reaching out to you. You've been looking, you've been seeking, but maybe in the wrong, not maybe, definitely in the wrong places. So he says, you're going out there, and have you ever heard of St. Augustine? He says that men go abroad to wander at the heights of mountains and the vast compass of the oceans, and they go to look at the stars and wonder at the all of creation, but they pass by themselves without even wondering. Now I need you to focus, but for a moment, if you can, coming up, think of yourself or your body is like a vehicle, like a car. It has components, right? So if you think about it, you've got like a body. It has components, it has functions that enable you to function. So, like a car, a vehicle, you will have perhaps like an engine, which your body, you might compare it to a heart. It pumps blood around the body. It also has like headlights. I don't know which way you want to look, but when you look at the magnificent, the fact that you've been given eyeballs that enable you to have sight, so you can see. You also have lungs, so you can intake oxygen, so you can intake and filter through oxygen so that your body can function. So you have like a filter system. Check it out. And an indigestive system, so you can process the intake. But here's something. It says that obviously it's not what a man or a woman, it's a variation of man, male and female, it's not what you eat or drink that makes you unclean, which goes into the mouth, into the stomach, and then into the sewer, but it's what comes from out of the heart that defiles this planet. Sexual immorality, pride, lust, stuff like that, you know? There's a kind of a big list here on this contaminated planet as we try to man it. But there's only one who did. His name's Jesus, and he's alive. So the cars may look similar, they could be identical, or they could have maybe modifications where, well, people get modifications. We know, I think it's called liposuction or something, you know, but you get vehicles, some can look identical, some can have different modifications, but inside each vehicle is a person, a being that is inside a body. So you can look at your body maybe like a vehicle, just like you know, whether you've got, you know, you've got your headlights, you've got your steering wheel, you know, your free will. You've got to be careful which road you go down. For wide is the road and narrow is the path. And Jesus says, I am the way. So you have that, and during that you have your indigestive system. So I kind of thought like maybe, you know, you've got your exhaust pipe, you know, like food goes into the mouth, into the digestive system, and then it goes into the sewer. Oh. So like a vehicle, it has components. So you've got your headlights, you might want to call them your eyes, so you can hopefully see where you're going, you can navigate. You've got an engine, which kind of, you know, pumps around the fuel around the body. You've also got inside each car, if it's a vehicle, is a being. That's right. You're a being in a body. So we all get bodies. So sometimes you could have two, that's right, not one, but two vehicles that look identically the same. But however, inside the vehicles, like a body, you know, you've got a man, you've got a man, you've got a man, you've got a man, you've got a female, you've got a female, you've got a female. You know, a female has a womb. A male doesn't have a womb. He has, you know, he produces seed, she produces eggs. It's how you slot together. Check it out. Father God says, what is it if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? What is it? What is it if you gain the whole world and all the money, all the riches of what this world offers you, where you're not staying, but you lose your own soul? It's not worth it. We all have to get to the airport, right? We have a departure date. So a wise man, if you have to get to the airport, what does he do? He prepares. We all come with baggage and luggage in life, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whatever privileges you're born into or not born into. You're a human being in your vehicle, so you're a being in a body with components, like a filtering system. You know, like when you have the when you see a vehicle, it also has a system where the air can come into the vehicle, and it can do a ventilation. It can process the heat or the lack of heat or whatever. So, you know, you can call it like with your lungs, you know, like breathing, inhaling, exhaling. You know, it's coming in and it's coming out. So what are you letting into your life and what are you letting out? Just some food for thought. So we're going to try and consolidate here. I am a being in a body. It has components. So it says that, you know, like maybe sometimes you want to top your car up with some fuel. Well, that fuel, you know, Jesus says that life is in the blood. So your car's not going to drive unless it's got some life in it. And you need that fuel, which enables that vehicle to continue forwards upon its journey. So instead of sometimes getting so lost where you're looking out to try and discover the answers, when actually maybe you have to look inwardly and say, actually, well, if I can exist, why can't God? And it's not just about theology. Remember when Jesus came and he spoke to some of the religious leaders, he's like, you read the scriptures and you have an awareness, you know that creation has been created because you can see the creation, but you refuse to come to me. It says that life is in the blood. And that's what Jesus gives us. It says that we've all sinned, we've all fallen short on this planet. We live in a realm where there's different realms. It says that we battle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual principalities. So, as an educated man, you could say, okay, if I see a vehicle, I know there must be a manufacturer, right? Come on, if you've got senses to construct and build something, you know there must be a builder. If there's a painting, there's a painter. If there's a design, there's a designer. So you can understand all the information, but if you don't have that connection of saying, okay, I understand the information, but where's the relationship? Do you spend time with him? Jesus says without faith, it is impossible, even though impossible says I'm possible. So if you can be possible, why can't he? You are the evidence. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. So faith is trusting and hoping in the unseen, in invisible ingredients. So you know that you have the wind. We know it exists. You can feel it. You know it's there, but you can't see it. But we know it exists, just like love. So even emotions are ingredients and components that would enable a human to function. So you have a body, you have a being. It's like in this, if you have a vehicle, everyone gets a vehicle. Sometimes some vehicles come a little bit broken down and they need a bit of maintenance. And that's what God's doing to you right now. So sometimes you have to, power down, stop worrying about the technology and looking out for things out there and looking what God's given you. It's kind of like waking up on your birthday and someone's like, here's a cake, I love you. It's for you. Yep. You. Boop. But then you're like, well, where did this cake come from? Instead, you could be looking at the fact that you have taste buds, you have existence, you have all the ingredients that enable you to exist. You know it's a scientific impossibility and logical impossibility for nothing to turn into something. Basically, you can't make life from nothing. So life comes from somewhere. That's why you have a male and a female. Check it out.